Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the introduction of Alchemy for the Soul. This is a 10-month somatic journey into the tree of life. And if you're here, chances are you're feeling the call. And this is a call to ascend, to awaken, to remember who you truly are. And you may be wondering just now, what exactly is this 10-month journey? What is Alchemy for the Soul? So let's begin there. It's a class on the science of ascension. Through this journey, you'll learn to master your creative energy and unlock your manifesting power. So this isn't about surface level manifestation techniques. This is about aligning with epigenetic intelligence, where your choices, emotions, and focus literally turn genes on and off. This is like the ultimate biohack. And by learning the inner science of the tree of life, you'll begin to understand how to upgrade your DNA expression and embody your higher self here, now. So, what is Ascension science? A visionary researcher, a hero of mine who I love, William Henry, he explains Ascension science as the study of how we activate the light body and evolve toward higher states of being. It's both a spiritual path and a science, a synthesis of ancient mystery school teachings that meet modern discoveries in quantum physics, biology, and sacred geometry. And it's not just about ascending to somewhere else, it's about bringing the divine down into the body, into the cells, into the choices we make each day. So let's just pause for a moment here. I want to take a second to look at how these ancient traditions mirror modern science. And we're going to take the Big Bang and Kabbalistic cosmology. So, roughly 14 billion years ago, a great explosion, we know as the Big Bang, marked the origin of our known universe. But what if I told you that this wasn't just a modern theory? One of the earliest metaphysical creation stories that truly struck me was from Kabbalah. When I first read a Kabbalistic reinterpretation of Genesis chapter 1, I was in college, reading the Course in Miracles. And to my amazement, these two teachings were essentially telling the same story. Only Kabbalah went further, diving into realms that science hasn't yet reached. The Kabbalists had mapped out the energetic process of creation over 1,000 years ago, mirroring what science has only begun to understand in the past 50 years. And even more astonishing, you can overlay the Big Bang timeline onto the tree of life, revealing a mystical alignment between cosmic evolution and soul evolution, both originating from the same divine science, or divine source, and structured through the same energetic laws. This is what led me to explore, what is the tree of life really mapping? Well, according to Kabbalah, the tree of life is the original blueprint of creation. It's a sacred geometry pattern that exists both in the cosmos and within your own body. The tree is not flat or symbolic. It's a living, multi-dimensional scaffold of consciousness. It's a field. And it's encoded in your nervous system, your very DNA. So from a metaphysical perspective, the tree of life ties directly into the caduceus, which is the staff of Hermes, symbolizing this double helix of DNA and the kundalini energy rising through your spine. So each sphere or sephirah on the tree contains specific divine energies, archetypes, and frequencies. And there are 10 known spheres, plus the hidden dot, and the source, Ensof, making 12 key aspects. These correlate with 12 spiritual and 12 physical aspects of your DNA, forming 24 divine codes that make up your soul's biological expression. So when trees are layered upon trees, a fractal pattern emerges, and it's known as Jacob's ladder. And given a right-handed spin, a spiral emerges, and it reveals the double helix of our DNA with a central pillar of pure light. But the tree of life is not two-dimensional. It's in its full multi-dimensionality. It becomes a four-stranded helix. with a central axis of source light running through the middle, surrounded by 4 elemental pillars and representing 4 directions, 4 forces of creation, 4 watchtowers, and 4 alchemical elements. So if you look down from above, this 3D tree reveals a powerful symbol, 4 points surrounding a central fifth, just like you see in the Celtic cross, or the medicine wheel, or the Templar seal. Each quadrant acts like a coding platform for creation, which is built upon sacred geometry and a holographic principle where every part reflects the whole. And now science is just beginning to catch up. In 2013, Cambridge researchers confirmed the existence of quadruple helix DNA within human cells. This so-called DNA quadruplex is linked to replication, the very process of cellular renewal. So if you rotate the 3D tree of life by 45 degrees, its top-down view mirrors the axial geometry of this quadruple DNA, and it becomes an octagon. This sacred octagon is also found in the Taoist I Ching and martial arts and Western mystery schools. So both Eastern and Western esoteric traditions describe creation as emerging from a binary, yin and yang, force and form, light and dark. These 2 polarities form 4 elemental combinations, just as DNA is built from 4 base pairs. These then group into trinities, the trigrams of the I Ching and the triplet codons of genetic material. There are 64 possible combinations, the same 64 found in the hexagrams of the I Ching, or the gene keys, and the 64 codons of DNA. Even the geometric division of a square into an octagon, then into 16, 32, and finally 64, maps exactly to the structure of the tree of life in the human genome. But geometry alone is not enough. To activate this sacred map, we must align our desire, our very intention, and concentration. Where our attention goes, the energy flows. So metaphysical teachings say manifestation requires intense will, focused thought, and an appropriate object of intention. This isn't just poetic, it's scientific. So in epigenetics, it is now known that the layer above the genes, or the on-off switches, is influenced by your intentions, your choices, actions, emotions, your very environment. You can literally turn on or off the expression of genes by how you live, what you believe, what you feel, and what you focus on. So here's the kicker. Those changes don't just affect you. They can be passed on up to 7, even 14 generations. So, with all this being said, the Alchemy for the Soul journey is a 10-month somatic initiation that uses this wisdom to activate your latent DNA codes. It's a course to unlock your intuitive genius and rewire your nervous system to hold more light. It's a living process, not just a class. And through the map of the tree of life, you'll learn how energy becomes matter and how trauma becomes story and how you can reclaim the keys to your inner temple. This is Ascension Science.